So, welcome back to the Broker's Brew. If you haven't listened to one of these episodes before, they're a bit different to the interview podcast that we've done in the past. The aim of these episodes is for me to share my knowledge around social media, marketing, and any pieces of software that I know a lot of brokers are out there winning with at the minute, and also saving a lot of time with them as well. So, the idea behind this is I'm going to have a chat to you guys. So if you're listening via your favorite podcast delivery platform or you're watching on YouTube, you will see I've got my cup of tea here ready to go. So I'll be talking through everything in the time that it takes me to drink my brew, making sure I drink it before it goes cold. So if you follow me on social media, you'll probably already know I'm trying to get a sponsorship from Yorkshire Tea by tagging them in all of like my social media posts, my Instagram stories. So if you wanted to do me a favor, if you are listening to this or you're watching this, take a little snap or screenshot your screen for me and tag me in your stories or tag me in your posts, and also tag Yorkshire Tea in as well. The only place I see that they don't do much is on LinkedIn. I have tagged their page in, but they haven't kind of recognize that happens. It's just like a LinkedIn boring business page. It's better off on Instagram or Facebook. So if you could do that for me, I'd really appreciate it. But today I'm going to talk to you about how you can generate 300 new followers on Instagram in the next few months. And I'm going to talk you through the step-by-step process in the way that you should do it. Now, it's a completely free strategy. There's no paid adverts or anything like that. And it'll also help you generate new introducers as well over the next few months. As I said, it's free, won't take a lot of time, and it will literally be you answering questions that you get asked on a daily basis anyway. So it's video orientated, but you don't have to write any scripts or anything like that. What we're going to do, let me have a little sip of the brew first before it gets cold. Okay. What we're going to do is show you how to piggyback all the large social media audiences in the hope that some of them will then start to follow you. Now, we're not talking about getting every single audience member from another account to follow you, because that would just be impossible. We're going to be talking real numbers here, like 10 every time, and it'll all make sense shortly. The way that you get those followers or get them to follow you from another account is to become a thought leader in that area. So you want to impart as much knowledge as possible on the audience, okay? And the way that we're going to deliver you as a thought leader is through Instagram Lives, okay? They're not as scary as you think. They're probably actually better than recording face-to-camera videos, because you can't watch them back in real time and try and edit them. Okay, so we're going to be using Instagram Lives. Now, you might sit there and go, Chris, well, I've only got 50 followers or 100 followers on my account. Doing an Instagram Live isn't going to be good because it will only go out to a few of those followers. What we're going to do instead, me talking about piggybacking the audiences, is to team up with these like local estate agents on the lives. It will pull in their audience. You're going to deliver value to them in the hope that they then follow you. Now, the best thing about targeting estate agents' audiences is we know those followers are already interested in property because they're already following the estate agent. But even better is the people that follow the estate agent, they might have already bought a house through that estate agent 12 months ago. And now they're thinking, well, I might need to buy a buy-to-let property, or might be splitting and having to sell, and I've got questions about the mortgage, or moving home, questions about moving home mortgages, or even things about protection and insurance and those type of things. So by targeting those estate agents' audiences, we know that they have an interest in property already, whether it's through necessity or just looking at nice estate agent houses. So we're much more likely to convert them from estate agency followers into our followers. Okay. So before we get into exactly how to do it, remember, if you haven't signed up to our email list, we give away social media tips like this every week. All you need to do is to go to socialforbrokers.com. So So social4brokers.com/blog. You can sign up for free there and we'll deliver you one every Wednesday. So first thing that I'm going to do, get a bit of paper or a spreadsheet, anything like that. And you're going to go through Instagram and make a list of 20 estate agents within a 20-mile radius. So you could do that on Rightmove. You could go onto the find an agent or find my agent, I think it is, on Rightmove. And you can type in your postcode or your area and it will give you a list of all the estate agents in that area. You could simply go through your Facebook or your Instagram pages, just find 20 within a 20-mile radius, okay? Then go through those accounts and pick out the 10 with the most followers, okay? If you can't, if there's not many with loads of different followers, then go for ones that upload loads of content. You don't want to be picking an account that has 20,000 followers but never uploads. To be honest, they would never get to that number if they weren't uploading anyway. But what we want an estate agent that has lots of followers and uploads good content as well consistently. Okay. And then what I'd do is I'd reach out to them either through social media, via email, pick up the phone. You might have a solicitor that you work with that could do an introduction and just say to them, I'm working with some other estate agents to answer some of the most frequently asked questions about mortgages that I get asked. Like, for example, when should I get an agreement in principle? Estate agents will like that because you're going to tell them to get their AIP sorted before they actually go on a viewing. Questions like what's happening to mortgage rates, anything that you think would be of value to the estate agent and the audience. And then say, I wonder if your audience would be up for hearing about it. Okay. If you've done one of these before, say further down the line when you've done a couple, you could send them an example from another estate agent's page. So when you do an Instagram live, and we'll talk about this after, it can automatically be uploaded as a video to their grid as well. So you could copy the link to that video, send it to the new estate agent and say, this is one that I did. These are the 5 questions that I answered and the audience found a lot of value for it. Okay. Once you've then got the sign off with that estate agent, what you want to do is arrange a time. So the best times for Instagram Live is you've got to think, when are people at home? When are people sat there scrolling? When are people there making their dinner? I would say 6 p.m. or later. On the Meta Business Suite, so if nobody uses Meta Business Suite, what it is, it's an app or a website that shows you your content from your Facebook and your Instagram account, because Meta owns both Facebook and Instagram. And on there, when you go to schedule a social media post, it will show you at the bottom under active times when your audience is most active. So you want to be posting content at that time, but you also want to be doing your Instagram lives at that time because that shows when the audience is most active. Okay. So arrange it for 6 p.m. or later, and then write down the 5 most frequently asked questions that you've had this week. So it will probably be things like, how much can I borrow? What's happening with mortgage rates at the minute? How much deposit do I need? These are all questions that you will get asked on a daily, if not weekly basis, which must mean that these are the questions that people are asking in their minds when they're on social media or they're speaking to their partner about. What you're going to do is almost show them that you're like a mind reader. What I would say with these questions is don't make them really complicated and really niche, like how many years do I have to be trading to get a limited company director mortgage? That's going to be something that's really, really specialist. Let's keep it really entry level, really basic stuff that you can answer and talk about for ages and ages and ages. Okay. Now, when you do a live, what you'll do is the estate agent will start the live. So they'll press the plus button at the bottom. And there's loads of YouTube videos out there that will show you how to do this. You'll press the plus button at the bottom, press live, and then what you do is you join that live and they can invite you to be on that live. So there'll be a video of you at the top and a video of them at the bottom, or vice versa. Okay, have a little sip of this brew. Now, the best part about Instagram Lives is when you go live with that estate agent, their audience will receive a notification in Instagram to say that for example, if it was me, Social for Brokers, going live with Smith's Estate Agents, it will pop up on their phone saying Social for Brokers are going live with Smith's Estate Agents. Okay. And it'll also notify your audience as well. Imagine how much you would pay to have your business name put on their phone screen. Okay. That's huge. You can't pay to do that. Yet Instagram Lives are the only ones that do this. So you can put your business name on their phone. Now, even if they don't view that live, they will see your business name. So again, we're just drip feeding your business into their subconscious. So say in a month's time, when it comes to them sorting their mortgage, are they more likely to think of Jones Mortgages that they've never seen a post from or never seen them go live? Or are they more likely to go with Social for Brokers, Mortgage Brokers, because they saw a month ago it popped up on their phone that they were going live with Smith's Estate Agents? They're much more likely to choose you. Okay. So when you're then on the live, you introduce yourself, obviously what you do, who you are, that kind of thing. Then start answering these questions and say, these are the 5 top frequently asked questions that we are asked at the moment. Okay. But the key is don't answer them straight down. Don't go, right, our mortgage rates going down. Blah, blah, blah. Next one, how much deposit do I need? What you want to do is answer one question and then say in between each one, remember guys, I give away all this kind of advice on my social media channels. So if you want to be kept up to date with what's going on in the mortgage world, make sure you hit the follow button and I'll keep you up to date. Okay, then move on to the next question. What you also don't want to do is ignore the comments. And this is a skill over time that you'll develop. Okay. As you're answering the questions, you'll be able to see like the chat and you'll see that people are like waving or saying hello or asking a question, which is amazing. Make sure you don't ignore those people. Just say, oh, hi, I can see John Smith's just joined. That will make John Smith feel really like a celebrity that he's had a shout out. Or it might be that a question comes up and says, how much do I need for a buy-to-let mortgage? Just in your question, Jane, I'll answer that one. Stay on the live. I'll be sure to answer that one for you. So that person's staying and they're much more likely to follow you as well. So make sure you're still interacting with the audience as well as answering those questions. Okay. So say that's 10, 15 minutes. Okay. When that's then finished, you say your goodbye, make sure you follow me, sign off with that, or even say to them, make sure you visit my website. I'm giving away a free downloadable guide for first time buyers on how to buy their first home, and use that to try and collect their data as well. Okay. Once the live is then finished, you should generate some followers straight off that. You should see a spike in your followers straight away. Okay. But what can happen is when the estate agent finishes it, they can then upload that video to your grid, which is easy for them to do. All they do is they push share to grid. So just make sure they do that and make sure they tag you in as a collaborator, because you can then share that to your feed as well. Okay. And when people are watching the video back, say if they watch it in a month's time, when they come across the estate agent's grid, they can click your name and you can generate some followers off the back of that as well. The key with the Instagram lives is to engage the audience, because they're much more likely to follow you. Okay. And that engagement will show on the video when it's saved to their grid as well. It's not just you answering 5 questions, it's you speaking to the audience and answering their questions as well. Okay. So say you do this with the 10 estate agents, you do it once a month. So you give them like a monthly update. The estate agents got really good content for their channels. Okay. And they're not having to do anything. They're adding value to their audience. So you're doing it once a month and you're doing it for the 10 estate agents. All you then need is 10 followers from each one. That's all you need. So if you're signing up with estate agents that have got 1,000 followers, you just need 10 of those every single time you do a live, and you're going to have those 300 followers and more in the next 3 months. And I've worked it out, it's going to take about 5 hours of your time, excluding getting in touch with the estate agent, chasing it up, but 5 hours over the next 3 months, kind of like an hour a night, sat there doing lives with people. It's definitely worth it, because those 300 followers, even if only 10% or 5% of those people convert into leads over the next 3 months, You've kind of got between 15 and 30 new leads then that you wouldn't have done if you hadn't done the lives. Okay. What I'd then say is you've got that content. It's not just the live that you've done to generate those followers. You've got a 15-minute video, or you've got 10 of those 15-minute videos, okay, that you can then go in and chop up and use them as your content. So go and use something like Opus Pro. So what you do with Opus Pro, you put in the video and it uses AI and it will clip out what they think will be a very viral piece of content, okay? And they'll then put all the subtitles on there for you as well. So I'm thinking in my head now about the maths of the 300 followers, but you can, sorry, jumping back to that, you can see that only 10 followers every live. If you do 30 lives, you 300 followers at least. That's only 10 per one. So pop that into Opus. They'll chop it up for you all automatically. You get so many free hours to start with, and then I think it's maybe like $15 a month. You can then use those snippets on your social media. You can use them on your website, like as a knowledge center. So that's one way you can use the content that you've done. The second thing that you can do is then take those 15-minute lives as downloadable videos and upload them to your website, because these are questions that people want answering. So say if somebody emailed you and said, oh, I want to book an appointment. I'm a first-time buyer and I've struggled to get a mortgage from my bank. What you could do is when you book the appointment, great, fantastic, you're all booked in. Also, it might be worth you checking out this video on our website, because we answer a question in there exactly what you've just spoken about. So you can direct them back to your website so they can get used to you, and they're much more likely to go ahead with a mortgage with you when they've invested time in watching your content, they've been on your website, they understand a bit more about you. They might come across a page about life insurance that then opens a conversation on that. The possibilities are endless with that. But there's one big thing we haven't touched on, and that is generating introducers from this, okay? Because you are building relationships with local estate agents. You are going on a live in time outside of business time to give them value. Now, that estate agent, they might already have a mortgage broker that they refer to, but simply by you doing this shows that you're trying to do something different. And if this estate agent that you're doing with is big on social media, which they are because we've handpicked them because they've got a big following, they'll respect that you're trying to grow your business as well. Now, do you think they would prefer to send their leads to a mortgage broker that simply relies on them emailing all the details? Or would they want to work with a mortgage broker that's trying to enhance their offering on social media? They're trying to enhance the estate agent's offering on social media, and they're trying to make the estate agent's life easier by informing their audience about agreement in principles, about home mover mortgages. So they're much more likely to do business with you than another introducer that's doing none of this. And I do appreciate a lot of estate agents will also already have introducers in place, but it could just plant a bit of a seed of doubt in their mind. Well, if Social for Brokers as a mortgage broker are doing these kind of things, whereas John Smith that we've dealt with for the last 20 years, to be honest, he gets a bit annoyed when we send him too many leads. They might start sending you a few. If nothing else comes from it, you've had a good chat with the estate agent. They know who you are. They might recommend you, even if they don't refer to you. It can be the start of like a future relationship moving forward. There's loads of videos on how to do an Instagram live on YouTube, but the estate agent will be the person that needs to start the live and then invite you into it. If you do have any questions, though, please just fire them in an email to us or get us on socials. My parting thing before I finish this brew, I've only drank half of it to be fair, is I think this is massive. And I think it's something that the mortgage broker, the first mortgage broker to do it in their area, will own all of the estate agents in their local area. Imagine all the introducers that you could get, but all the followers that you can get off the back of these lives. Anyway, have a little go at it. Let me know how you get on. I love to have email success stories. We had a great email from somebody a couple of weeks ago about how they used on our last broker's brew. We did a script of how to get more followers. So go back and listen to that one if you haven't. And it's a word for word script of how you can ask your clients to follow you on social media. And we had a great email saying somebody that they used it for the first time and already got followers off the back of it. So please let us know about success stories. If you haven't already signed up to our email marketing list, please do go to socialforbrokers.com/blog. And as always, if we can help you with your social media content, if you haven't got the time to do it yourself, or you haven't got the creativity to think about what to post, you're running your business, you're training your staff, we understand that it all gets a bit too much sometimes. Give us a call and we can have a chat about helping you with your social media content. But that is the end of episode 2 of The Broker's Brew. Thanks very much for listening.